right, guys. Okay. So, close.
How many of you guys watched Riverdale? What? Riverdale? Riverdale. I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. I saw you see it. I started watching it like it's Riverdale. To get to my sorry, yeah.
You nearly there. The third parents I met last night, I said to them, "No, you don't believe me because I was wrong the last time around." Okay. But you really are over the worst now.
Yeah.
You do need to take, and I said this to your parents, you have to have like at least, in my opinion, you want to do more, that's fine. 3 or 4 days where you don't even think about work. Okay. And I know I've screwed you over a little bit with having that thing on the Monday, that workshop, but I'm away the following week. So I have to do the first week. But you do have to have days where you recover. It's been hectic. Okay, it has been super hectic. These portfolios, these things that your projects you've had to hand in for a lot of you have been insane. The good news is, by the time you write the prelim paper one, for paper one, we're going to have finished the whole of paper one, right? Okay, so any past paper, IED, end of year paper, etc., you can do. Okay, paper two, I always leave a little bit for after prelims, otherwise you guys don't come to school. Okay, so there's a bit of 3D trick, that we have to do. It's not a big section. We'll count at most 8 marks, 7 marks out of 150. Okay, it looks worse than it is. Okay, it's really not bad. It's really 2D trick. Okay, because all 3D shapes are made of 2D shape. Okay, so remember June exams. I don't think are accurate reflection of you. A lot of you didn't have proper time to prepare for June exams. June exams don't go anywhere. You're going to have time to prepare properly for pre. All of these assignments, all of these other things, distractions that you've had to do are difficult. I think it has been, I'm going to speak to Ms. Foxford about having at the beginning of when matrics arrive at the beginning of the year, you have your deadlines, all your major portfolio pieces spread out a little bit more. There's a lot of you have had a lot of portfolio pieces at the same time to hand in. And I know human nature, people said like we gave it to you 6 months ago, but it's quite the nature of humans if you do the immediate deadlines. So you're studying for your test that's coming up next week. You don't think about what's happening in 3 months. We all do that. Yeah.
I think.
Get your notes out in the meantime, please.
I think the history department. Yes. I'm not saying that they were perfect, but the history department, when we had our lots of they had small deadlines. So maybe be like, do this, that's true. Yeah.
Good idea.
So then it's spread out.
It's so spooky. It's so everything's we got good marks in there.
Good idea.
So instead of just giving us one big chunk of a project, it should be like spread out. You're planning for June.
Good idea.
Project speech.
My favorite thing though is when parents arrive for online parents' evening at the school and then have to have their online meetings in the car.
Yeah.
And then it looks super dodgy because then these people be sitting in the car for like 2 hours.
Oh, they're not impressive.
Why was parents meetings online, guys?
Why?
Because a lot of parents can't get to school.
But the colleague answer.
Well, no, you can't do both at the same time. You can't do online and live at the same time. Okay. Yeah.
The guy.
30 seconds and we start to work, yeah?
I know in certain subjects, reading papers can be a little bit harder than I.
Get over it. No, they seem harder because you write the Rodin papers in the middle of the year in June and in September. Okay. The level is the same, but the thing is, by the time you get to your final exam, you've done that work 3 times before. Okay, so no, the standards are the same. Every school loves to believe. Okay, St. Mary's students will tell you St. Mary's exams are harder than IEP exams. St. David's people will tell you their papers are harder. Every skill believes. Try and make a standard exactly the same. Right. Okay, there's one. The only paper for school, if you want to do vicious papers, go do Saheti papers.
Okay.
Saheti papers are proper. Okay, right. Okay. It does lead to half of the kids dropping math and picking up math lit. Okay. So,
No,
but
but
it's,
really, they don't have a
it's a good strategy in terms of the number of distinctions they get, because those students end up getting an A on math lit. But I don't particularly agree with that strategy. Yeah.
You know, I'm actually, like, this is a random comment about magnet, but a lot of people, like, all of my friends outside of school, I'm not exaggerating, do magnet.
60% of matrics do math lit, not maths in the country.
Really?
What's 50% of that first?
Yes.
I'm a soldier, that's what it is.
Of the people who make it to matric, 60% are doing maths. Yeah,
What percentage of people in the country do you?
like 1%.
You got it.
Okay, right. Okay, right. We're moving on. Enough of this. Okay, we've got to do this work. Okay, so finding equations, general formula: x minus a squared plus y minus b squared. Okay, you've always got to get it into that form. Okay, the center is opposite to the equation, the coordinates of the center. Remember, in the equation, you're given radius squared, not radius, right? Then we looked at okay. Right. So then, okay, we looked at, okay, remember diameter? Okay, if you get this a chord, if a chord subtends 90 degrees, that must be a diameter. And the center of a circle is the midpoint of a diameter, right? Okay, then to show this whole business, okay, if circles touch at 2 points, okay, if they touch at 1 point externally, they touch at 1 point internally, or if they don't touch at all, what do we compare? We compare the distances between the center, the distance between the center of the two circles with the sum or the difference of the radiuses, right? To show they touch at 2 points, okay, the distance, okay, would be less than the sum of the radiuses. At 1 point, the distance between the centers would be the same as the sum of the radiuses. Okay, if they touch internally, okay, then the distance between the centers will be equal to the big radius minus the small radius. Okay, and if they don't touch at all, okay, the distance between the, I recorded this yesterday, by the way, the distance between the centers is going to be less than the sum of the radius. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question, and we need to determine like if it's touching and how it's touching, whatever. You see here, when it says like, when it's touching internally, it's equal to the difference between the two radiuses.
Yes.
So would you just have to try and error to figure out, okay, this?
No, you can always go work out. Your strategy is go work out the distances.
Yeah.
Yes. They would say to you, in a question like that, they would say to you, show that they touch each other.
Oh.
Okay, then you know the strategy that you're going to use. Okay. All right. So then we didn't do this question, eh? Okay, so it says show all workings to determine if the following circles intersect in two distinct points. Okay. Touch internally or externally in 1 point only, or do not intersect at all. So, what's the first thing we have to find? The center and the radius of that circle on that equation on the left. Right, what you got?
Okay. Oh my God.
Couldn't quite figure it out. Same. Well, Alex's mom. Alex is walking past as I was about to start the online parents evening with her mom. I said, Alex, come here, take my place. The mom joined the meeting. Just for that. Then now the focus will be, I'm going to take the meeting instead.
So long. Get break when I get home.
Okay, go find the center of that circle, guys. Someone.
Yeah, so then you must say x minus 3.
Right, guys, come on, you need to start getting this right. That's going to be the pattern you're going to rewrite in the same.
My question is,
And then it's not.
so we don't just stick to the line.
And this
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, but go back to sleep.
And then That's 9 plus. So now we can stay safe.
So, chronology, what I always do, I divide the coefficient of x by, so it's going to be x plus. X, what's 6 divided by 2? And I've unbalanced it by how much? 3 squared is 9. So I've got to add
9.
Okay. Right? Higher. This one over here. Y squared minus 2y. How much have I unbalanced it by? Minus 1 squared is 1. So I've unbalanced by 1. So I add 1 to that one. Okay. So I end up with x plus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 56. Am I right? Okay. So you've got, so circle, let's call it the circle A and circle B. Okay. So circle A, okay, the center is what? Go write that down. And the radius is what? Okay. Then circle B. Okay, we'll call the circle B. Okay. The circle B. The center is what? And the radius is what? Let's call this capital R. Or R1 and R2, whatever.
Be at the end of the year.
No.
Otherwise, you're all now thinking about that.
Stop planning nights in November.
You know, how Red will do it. Red will do it after the matric final.
My name is still fine. We don't have any.
All right. Okay. So tell me, please, Komoto, this circle, what's the center going to be? Negative 3, 1. Okay. And Paris, the radius?
2 root 14, I think.
Okay. Is it 2 root 14?
Yeah.
Okay. You just the square root of 56, which becomes 2 root 14. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Right. Then for circle B, Roger, what's the center of circle B? And the radius?
The radius is gonna be 2.
Good. Okay. So if I'm trying to figure out if these circles touch at one point or they don't touch at all, what do I compare? The distance between the centers, right? Right. So go find the distance between the centers. So we've got the center. So we call center A, let's call it minus 3, 1. And center of circle B is 5, 1. Right. So go find the distance between those 2 points. Actually, we can think about it. Okay, I'll let you just use the distance formula, but I'll show you something now. I'm going to tell you the distance is 8. I don't know straight away the distance is 8. Because the y coordinates are the same, right? So you've got the 1 point.
Wow, that's me.
Okay, but if you didn't notice that, it's fine.
That's okay.
So they're actually in line with each other. Okay, but let's say you didn't notice it, then what would have happened? You would have said the distance AB.
Oh, and the distance is just equal to 8.
I mean,
That's 2.
right. So the distance between the centers is 8, which is what we predicted. Okay. Okay. So now what do you compare that to? The sum of the radiuses, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go work out R1 plus R2. Or RA plus RB. Okay. RA plus RB is going to be what tomorrow? 2 root 14 plus 2. Okay, give it as a decimal.
It's 5.5.
9 comma? Okay. Right, so the sum of the radius is 9,48, right? Okay. So the distance between the centers is 8. Okay, but the sum of the radiuses is more than that. Okay, and the only way that's possible, okay, if the sum of the radiuses, remember, is less than, then they don't touch at all, right? Okay, if the sum of the radius is more than the distance between the centers, then they must touch at 2 points, because this one circle over here, what is the radius of this circle? What's 2 root 14 as a decimal? Tell me that. 2 root 14 is? So this is 7,4, so it goes across to about nearly there. So that one radius, that radius of that first circle is 7,4. Okay, and the radius of the other circle is 2. Okay, which is go across to 3. Okay, so they must, okay, they're going to cut at 2 points, right? So the way you finish it off, you say therefore RA plus RB is greater than the distance between AB, therefore the circles touch or cut at 2 points.
Say it's a six.
It's touch, cut, intersect, meet.
Do you have to say distinct or can you just say two?
No.
No, this is.
So because
Hope that makes some sense, yeah?
But I just asked you.
Cut, intersect, cut, meet, reach.
meetings.
You only said.
Oh, no.
Does that make sense, Nadia? Yes. All right. What's the angle? Just a reminder. What's the angle? It's quite an important idea that comes up a lot. What's the angle between a tangent and a radius?
So subtended angle.
You've got a tangent
And a radius, 90 degrees.
and the center.
Sorry, I was thinking.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's the tangent and radius. That is always
It's 10,
90 degrees, right? Okay. So remember, if it's a tangent to the y-axis, okay, the y-axis is a tangent to the circle, then what? Then the y-coordinate of the center, if that y-coordinate of the center was 4, they would be in line. That would also be 4, right? And if that was 2, that would also be 2. Okay. Sorry, that was a tangent as well. Okay, all right. We'll have a break just now. All right. Great.
Okay, guys, you better take.
Okay,
notes.
all right. Same question, try number 2. Do the circles touch, not touch. In both cases, find the center and the radius first. Yeah, that is.
What did you say? You said, I'm a good student.
Who, you?
Yeah.
You.
I'm
kidding.
I just prefer working like that. Hey, all right, come. Center and radius of both circles. We'll have a break after this. No, after number 3. Shut up.
Yeah, don't give false hope at all.
The kids are not all right.
The kids all right in that song.
Thank you.
It's all right. It's a book. I mean, a movie. Sorry.
Is it about crazy drugs? Oh my god. See, you can start. Wait, go for it.
Oh, yeah. Take some. It's the
Right, Putle. What's the center of the circle? 1 and 3. And the radius? Okay, we're all happy with that?
Sure.
Right, so you have to force and balance the other side to get the center and the radius.
Sure, I didn't know.
Oh.
I didn't do that too.
I don't know how you did it. It's got to be in the form to see the radius x minus a squared.
What's
Check with your neighbor to get the same center and radius for the next one.
Last time, we don't even know.
Right. Lola. So for this one over here, okay, x squared plus 6x. What do you have to divide the coefficient by? I've got to find the center of the circle. I've got x squared plus 6x. I've got to rewrite it as x something squared plus y something squared. What's going to go here? Good. Okay, that looks so worried. Okay, x plus 3 squared. How much have you unbalanced it by?
What?
3 squared is?
Oh, okay, yeah, 3 squared is 9.
So
Yeah.
I've got to add 9 to that side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Funwazi, what's going to go with the y's?
-2.
How much have I unbalanced it by?
By 4.
Good. Okay.
So we ignore the sign.
No, we don't ignore it. -2 squared is positive 4. When you square negative, so those on the right hand side will always be positive, right? So you get x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 42. Right? So then tell me, Nadia, what's the center of that circle? -3 and 2. Okay, and what's the radius? Root 42, which becomes what? Okay. Doesn't give you simple circles. Okay. Right. So 6,48. Right. Okay. Right. Now I'll go get the distance between the centers. So you want the distance between this point over here. Okay, and that point over there.
No, that's. I'm now in.
That song was good, hey?
Oh, it's all right. Yeah.
Right, come on, stay focusing on the right now. What did you guys get for the distance between the centers, Angel? What do you get for the distance between the centers? You get root 17, guys. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, right, which is 4,12, right? Okay. So now, okay, so you've got, okay, your centers at, so you've got one center at -3, 2, which is somewhere over here. at center B, and you've got center A at what? Center, that's a center B. Center A is at 1, 3. So that was minus 3, 2. 1, 3 is somewhere over here.
Yeah.
Okay. But okay, so we had to compare the distance between the centers, and that was equal to 4,12. Okay. But if I add up the radiuses, okay, what do I get? Okay, so it's the same thing, isn't it? As the last one. Radius B plus radius A is equal to 6,48 plus 3, which is 9,48. Okay, so the sum of the radiuses is bigger than the distance, am I right? Okay, and the sum of the radius is bigger than the distance between them. Then they touch at 2 points again, eh?
Yes.
Okay. So radius A plus radius B is greater than the distance between A, B. So they intersect at 2 points.
So you don't have to.
Then this is.
There's something wrong.
All right, you're on a break.
Yes, please, sir.
Okay, 9:05, that's 9:10 to start.
That was delicious. I like how she doesn't like that. It's nice. Not the whole thing, but
Grade 3.
And I saw.
I've never been that already.
Everyone wants to be.
If you know, you know.
Or something differently. I told her at 10 o'clock at night to actually. If he's joining. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow! Let's go. Yeah. That was pretty hard. Let's go. Okay.
Where's the chicken? 1, 2, 1. What's considered?
Pasta 2. 3. 4.
No, yeah. You can't say
5.
what's some this? That ring.
68 is a 9. 10. Come on, let's go. Come, another 10.
Let's do that.
Oh, it's a 16.
It's not good. Like I'm not looking for something.
My abs are growing, Phil.
Sorry to that.
Works on things.
I want to know that dog. I'm really bad at it. That's what he said. But then you first go, so, well, I think you're over. Oh, one day, not like us, we have that cure.
What this?
Have a little bit.
Yeah, we should.
No, we're gonna stop.
Alright, guys, let's go.
These bricks really should get shot at.
I've got a witness here.
Well, we have 30 seconds.
So when it gets to the subjects, make them. Don't make them, just study them. Don't waste your time making notes.
Go, girl.
Go in the
Go,
back.
girl.
Why did you never have to cookie?
They're just putting up.
They got rhythm.
Shade, shade.
We don't. Alright, it's now, my time will confirm it. It's now 10:09. You've had your 5 minutes. Try number 3. Off you go. Right. Question 3. Let's go, let's go. Alright, let's go. Question 3.
I'm done.
Right. Okay. Right. Let's go. Question 3. Same question.
Thank you, sir.
Genius. Genius.
Shut up.
What are you going to find?
Place.
The center and the radius of A and the center and the radius of B. This one's quite easy.
Is that?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Decimal quiet. Thanks.
A, B. Hey.
Oh, this is so easy. Come on.
Let's go.
James.
Or equal to 2. No, I am your distance.
Alright, so I get the center and radius of A and B.
About my
Right,
house.
come on, yeah, exactly.
Hey, hi aunties, today's a new day. And I want to remind you again that you must stop saving on our past cases. It's not nice.
You know what?
Right, tomorrow, what's the center of circle A?
-3, 2.
Right.
Shut up.
And what's the radius tomorrow?
4.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Guys, spring is coming and I can't wait. Because I haven't seen it.
Badges.
So it's near. What's the center of circle B?
Oh, that's so fun. 5 1%.
Okay, 5, right, center B and circle A, 5 and 3. And the radius of B is? Okay. Right, so go find the distance between A and B.
I'm full of truth, nothing to lose. Fire.
And that's what you something.
I am.
What about?
Right, come on, so what did you get for the distance between the centers?
You wanna know what I got?
Yes,
I got 8,06.
Okay, let's have a look. So we're gonna, XA is one X coordinate minus the other squared plus the Y coordinate minus the other squared. Okay, am I gonna get -2 squared is 4?
Let's write that out.
No, you don't have to. So -8 squared is 64, eh? So I get 64 plus 1, am I right?
Yes.
You get root 65,
Yes.
8,6.
which is approximately what?
8.6.
8,6. Okay, okay.
I said.
Right, right. So now go figure out do these circles intersect.
Yes.
Think about it. The distance between the centers is bigger than some of the radiuses. You must have a situation like this. Okay, where the distance between the centers is bigger than the one radius plus the other radius. You with me?
But it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So radius A plus radius B is?
6.
Okay. So the distance between the centers is 8,06, but the sum of the radiuses is only, it was 4, the one was 4 and the one was 2, right? So they're gonna not intersect at all, do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so just conclude, so therefore, the distance between A and B is greater than RA plus RB.
Right.
Therefore, they do not intersect.
Yes.
So that's your family question, right?
Yeah, and we do the next one.
Right, try the next one.
Okay, so they.
Sometimes-
University.
Sometimes you have to fix. Actually, absent. The last thing is how close that's the line.
Right.
Have you?
So some of the radius is bigger, let's have 2 points.
I am.
One minus the other. Then you got this situation over here, they exactly.
So, next question.
So it's all one. This situation over here.
Can I ask again?
They can't be equal as is. Half that part is fine.
Because like.
Five is not six.
I'm born what was it? No, it was a big.
No. Then, okay, so you're going to one minus the other is exactly the same. They're overriding. We can't compare the plus and the minus. You really can. This one is still plus. Okay, so you can't. Well, you actually have to draw a picture. In a way, you have to draw a picture. And guys, I'll be honest, I've never seen them after the last one. Yeah.
But what if they do it this way? So this. That's the IC.
I would have said, okay, I'll give you a picture, first of all. If I'm doing a question like the last one, I'll give you a picture and I'd say show that circles touch internally because I would think the center of the one circle is inside the other one. Okay, but you actually almost need to draw a picture to figure out what's going on. Okay, so here in number 5, I would definitely give a picture. Okay, in this one, right, so here we're going to get, okay, x something squared plus y something squared is equal to 7. Okay. Right, so what is going to go, Rujwa, in this one over here? And to balance it here, we're going to have? Good. And what's going to go in here?
-1, sorry.
-1. And over here also? Word positive, right? So that's equal to 9, right? So I get x minus 1 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 9. So for circle A, Rujwa, what's the center?
It's going to be 1.
Okay. Center is 1, 1. And the radius?
It's going to be 3.
Good.
You just got it right.
Actually enjoying the section.
Right, and then for B, okay, right, repel, for B, what's the center gonna be? Okay, and what's the radius? Okay, the radius B, radius A. Okay, then you gotta find the distance between A and B. I'm actually gonna do it over here. Distance between the centers.
So what does that mean if it means they're touching?
Okay, so 16 plus 3 is 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're touching
So
extra.
the distance of AB is 5. So they touch, yeah, they're tangent to each other. They touch at one point. Okay, touch externally. Yeah. Okay. So RA plus RB is equal to what? 3 plus 2, which is 5, right? Okay, and the distance between A and B is equal to 5. Okay, yep. So what's going on in this question? Well,
They
you,
touch external.
okay, you've got the one circle which has a center at 1, 1 and a radius of 3. That's center of A. Okay, and the other has a center of -3, -2.
That's it.
Okay, and that has a radius of -3, -2 as a radius of 2. So what's going to happen is the one radius, I haven't drawn it to scale. A has a so if I join up A and B, okay, that radius was equal to a whatever 1, 1, 3, that's 2, and the distance is 5. So the only way that can happen is if they exactly meet at that point, right?
So what's
Okay. So the answer is, okay, the circles are tangent to each other, you could say. Okay. Or you could say, you should really say, therefore, we should have said this distance RA plus RB is equal to the distance of AB.
Yeah.
So the circles are tangents to each other, or they touch externally. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
So,
Actually, that's probably the most common one that gets asked, or that they don't touch at all.
Okay, so can you say touch externally and one person?
Right.
Okay, you really get about it. So what are you going to say? Actually, still that's the last.
Externally.
Oh my gosh, you're literally coming.
Either one.
You said you're just copying.
For this one, I would definitely have given you a diagram,
Dang.
okay?
It's too late.
Because it's confusing.
Let's
So
see.
let's just get the centers quickly and the radiuses.
So can I teach this one? I'm feeling like a teacher.
Yeah, go.
Oh, I love teaching. So you want to class? So for the same as
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying. Okay, guys. So what I did is you see here, right? Yes, you're gonna calculate the center for this. Okay. Ish, this is ish. Askis.
English.
How do I change the color? How do I write in blue?
Up there.
Thanks. There we go. So the center for this. Emaphakathini kuzoba u-negative kune no what's Tatu.
Right, okay, and the radius?
Bese i-radius iba kune. Hey, bona ngibhala wrong. Kune.
Yeah.
Kune. Kodwa uyabona lana bekufanele ngabe sithe plus or minus, but we can't say plus or minus because why? It's a radius. Uthisha uyafundisa. Then lana you do the things, you know.
Get the x's together.
Yes, you say x.
You're right.
Squared plus 2x
Yeah.
plus y squared minus 6x equals negative.
6y.
Ay,
You can see touches that happen.
Your whole shirt. Right on your head.
okay,
And I commend you.
equals minus 9. 6y.
Square minus
6y.
6y.
6y. Asikisin bafundi.
Uyabona.
Yabona. Sekulungile. Bese you do the things again. Bese ubhala x plus 1 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 9. Bese uyabona lana
Minus
fanele
9.
si minus uthisha yazi namhlanje.
minus 9. Bese uyabona konyana sipose imbalance ngoba isikali sizuwa.
Yeah.
It's gonna fall. Then you will say plus 1 and plus 1 plus 9. Yabona? Agreement. Bese uyabhala futhi x plus 1 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals. Then 9. They cancel each other. Yabona? Yes. Then 1. Yabona Tama? Oh, you were saying 1. Good, good, good. You're focused. Then the center for this one.
Ask somebody to answer this.
Yini i-center singibona ngizobuza abantu webuhle. Negative 1 and anumshayela izandla. Bese u-radius lana nakho kuzoba u-1. We can't say plus or minus because radius can never be 1. Shambo. Ngiyalalela yabo. Bese-ke all right.
Yeah. Right. But good job. Right. Okay. All right. So I would give you a picture here, because it gets a little bit confusing. So you've got one circle has a center at minus 4, 3, which is somewhere over there, right? Okay, and that circle has a radius of 4, right? So it would go, it's a touch actually that it would be a tangent at that point. Okay, does that make sense? So that distance is 4. So that would be a tangent at that point. Okay, and then the other circle has a center at minus 1, 3, which is over here somewhere. They nearly always give you pictures in analytical. Okay. Minus 1, so this was whatever, minus 1, 3 would be somewhere over there. Okay. So that center, it's inside the other circle. You with me? That's really what they have to tell you. Okay. And then that circle has a radius of 1. So once again, that distance is 1. So it's a tangent at that point as well. You with me? So that circle would look like that. And what you've shown, if you take the distance between the centers, which is 4, and you've taken this radius, which is the distance between the centers was 3, right? Did we figure out the distance between the centers? No, we didn't. Okay, so the distance between A and B would be equal to the one x coordinate minus the other one squared. Okay, Tisha Ufundisa. All right. Yeah. Minus, so I get minus 4 plus 1 squared plus 3 minus 3 squared, right? So you get minus 5 squared, which is 25. So you get the square root of 25. Am I right? No. Minus 4, wrong. That's 3 squared, which is 9. So you get 9, eh? Which is 3, right? So the distance between the centers, so here's the one center, here's the other. The distance between the centers is 3. But if I take this radius, which is 4, so the distance between A and B is 3. But if I take the radius of, I can't remember which one was which, of A was equal to 4, and the radius of B was equal to 1. So if radius A minus radius B is equal to 4 minus 1, which is 3. So if the center of the other circle is inside, I'm trying to answer your question, Angel. Okay, if the center is inside the other circle, then you're going to have that situation, right? Okay, so therefore, distance of AB is equal to radius A minus radius B. So therefore, they touch internally. Good times, right?
The one circle is
Inside the other.
circle.
And then you get that minus, yes. That's the only way they can touch internally.
Okay, so.
Okay,
If.
that have to give you, I think that have to give you that.
Okay.
And this is the least likely to cover.
So then it's going to give you a diagram.
Then you have to show, you have to draw a rough sketch yourself. Okay.
Okay, so, but, say go. But we're just trying to work it out.
Well, the problem is,
Like this.
okay, the problem is, what So what Angel gets confused was if you add, if you do the sum, so you go radius A plus radius B, okay, you get 5, but the distance is 3, and that means normally, okay, if you get that situation, okay, it means they touch at 2 points. If the radius was outside the curve. Okay, so for me, first of all, I wouldn't ask this question like that. I'd say show that the circles touch each other. Okay, and I'll give you a diagram each. Okay, alpha definitely they show that they touch each other. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for today.
Wow, first time you released us before the bell rings.
Like probably 10 seconds. Yeah.
I'm bulletproof. Far away, far away.
Yeah.
Ricochet.
And you shy when you say that.
You can get it in.
All right, guys.
What's the question? Oh, and you shy when you sit back. And then you like, oh, I'm died. Yes.
Hi, boss.
What lesson was the team?
What is on?
I hope you have a and I hope you have
I am your practicer.
No, I just remember, like, I mean, like, let's fix it. You're trying to rub it in my face.
We have.
I don't know.